Okay. Now I'm back on. What's up? Forget about this computer stuff. Sometimes the phone's just better. So, welcome everybody. What's happening? Welcome. Everybody. Text my buddy Steve and tell him to come back and join me. What's happening? Donnie Smith is in the house. Welcome, everybody. It's a beautiful day here in Southern California. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Okay, there's Steve now. Okay. See, it says I can add Donnie Smith. It has an add button. And for Steve Melia, there is no add button. Yes, we are friends on Facebook. See, like I see all these people coming on, I can add them, but some of them I can't. Is it Wi-Fi maybe? Hey guys, just hang tight for me for 1 sec. I got my buddy on here. Huh? No, like, see how some people you can add? Welcome guys. I'm just trying to figure something out here. Steve Melia, make a comment for me, my friend. Cause see, come here, look at mine. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I've got my buddy on here. He's a world record holder. He's got a huge announcement he wants to make. So just bear with us for 1 second. I'm going to get him on here. We've done this about 100 times and never had a problem. And now trying to get Steve on, but it does not allow me to bring Steve on. So, anybody got any ideas here? Because some people in my comments, I can add them. I can have them join me. But my buddy Steve, I cannot. There's nothing that lets me, Steve, allowed to come on here. So I think this may be because some people on their phones, maybe, and some people are on their desktop. But I'm not sure. Because I've never had this issue. Okay, how about if I go to my live viewers? Can't bring Steve on camera. They can't join your broadcast at this time. Okay, it says cannot bring Steve on camera.
So I think what he has to do is request to join.
Huh?
So there's a little button right at the comments that's green, and I think if Steve pressed that, because if I pressed it.
Kim wants to. Kim wants to be. Yeah.
So
okay, Steve. So check this out.
At the bottom, where it says write a comment, right beside there should be like a little button.
Camera, little camera plus button.
Like a little person thing.
Yeah, click that little plus button, Steve. That little head down at the bottom. It's got like a.
It's the first one to the right of the comment.
Yeah. It's a little camera with a plus sign. Click on that thing right there.
It should request.
And then it will pop up and tell me. Just click on that little camera. Okay, guys. He's on. Hang tight. All my baseball fans out there, hang tight. Okay, yeah, it's hard to see me. Oh, my baseball fans, I see him. Calvinall's on. Man, this is a world record baseball, man. If you like baseball, you got to hang out for my guests. So, Steve Melia, just click that little camera. Mine doesn't have that. Okay, well, iPhone. Steve's got an iPhone, so I know his does. It's got like a little finish button, or not finish, but a little chat feature, and a little camera plus. What's happening, guys? I'm so sorry for technology. It's not loving us right now. So, Steve Melia wants to be on video. Okay, I got him. Okay, nice. Approved. Working here, man. Connecting. Steve Melia, what's up, buddy?
What's up? I figured it out.
Okay, man. Okay, good stuff. Well, let me get back here to my hot seat, man, because I'm excited to have you on the show. This is the Mike and Steve show today, so welcome, man.
Say hi for my friend Dr. Zeus. I'm in one of my niece and nephew's room in their kid's house.
Well, that's awesome, man. So listen, I got word about a couple weeks ago that you were going to go off and break your own world record, and I was thinking, what's he mean? What's he going to do again? And Someone said he's going back and doing 162 Yankee games for the second time, second time in I guess the last 7 or 8 years. And I kind of wondered, why. But then I said, well, man, I know how much fun you had last time you did it. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing and kind of what you did about 7 years ago.
Yeah, first of all, hey, Mike, good to see you. And hey, everybody, I see some familiar names out there and excited. So 7 years ago, as some people know, I just decided to just take a year off and just go to every Yankee game. And it was a blast. 162 games, if you're not familiar with baseball, 81 at Yankee Stadium, 81 on the road. And, I don't live in New York, so it wasn't like it was just half the time on the road. I moved up to New York and lived at actually the house I'm in now, my brother's, and went to every game, wrote a book about it. It was a lot of fun. And ever since I did it, people have asked me, would you do it again? Or I've even thought to myself, would I do it again? And, I thought, I don't know. But, this time it's very similar. I'm in a point in my life where I have a little bit of freedom to be able to do it. And I thought, man, the Yankees have such a hot team this year with coming one win away from the World Series last year. And so I wound up going to more games in a row than any other fan that I can tell at 176. At least nobody claims to have beaten it. I've looked on the internet all over it for years. And so I currently have a record at 176. And I went to the last 8 playoff games. So I went to one in Cleveland and then the whole series in Houston where they lost. And, so I'm not sure if I'm going to write another book about it. But the one thing that's different this time, Mike, is we're going to raise a whole bunch of money for charity. And that's the thing I've been working on nonstop and I'm most excited about. It's one thing to go to every game and drink a lot of beer and get a lot of sun and have fun and meet people and be in the best cities in the country. But what we decided to do this time is because the Yankees are going to have such a powerhouse team. It's hard to even explain it without just getting super excited. They're going to hit so many home runs this year. And so my girlfriend and I came up with this idea where every time the Yankees hit a home run, we're going to get people to pledge, just like people would pledge if you ran a marathon or people would pledge if you did whatever. People have all the great sorts of fundraising ideas. And we just started 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago today, and we've already raised $20,000. It hasn't even went viral yet. It hasn't even, I've only been on one radio interview so far. And we spent so much time just moving out of our house because we had to rent our house out for a year to be able to do this. And our homeowners association wouldn't let us rent it for 6 months. So we literally had to, even though baseball season is only 6 or 7 months, hopefully, we literally don't even know where we're going in 7 months. And so it takes a big commitment, since February 19th is when we really finally made our decision. And we started, selling stuff and putting stuff in storage. And it's just literally, we've been working like crazy for a couple of weeks. And we found 4 charities that, love the idea, of course, because we were going to raise a lot of money. But it's super exciting. We're going to split the money evenly between 4 charities. And how it works is every time they hit a home run, people pledge for it. So, when we started, we were at 0, and I made the first pledge at $1.62. And then I added a couple of my relatives. And before you know it, we were up to $10. And we're like, man, and then 20, and then 30, then 40, then 50. Today we're at $76.04, I think, per home run. So even if we didn't do anything from this point forward, we've raised $20,000. But the season hasn't even started yet. So I joke around. It's sort of like Bitcoin. Every time I check it, it goes up a little bit. Every time I check it, it goes up a little bit. And so if people are out there watching and you want to know your money's going to the right place, I'm not taking one penny for my expenses. And believe me, there'll be a lot of expenses I'm not paying for one ticket or an airfare. We're doing all that on our own. Every penny goes to charity. And we're working with the Fallen Firefighters Association. As you know, I come from a family of firefighters. An organization called Fans for the Cure, which is about guys getting tested for prostate cancer. And at first I was a little nervous about that, but then I read where all that means it's a blood test. And I was like, I can do a blood test. That a blood test, I'm in. And so I'm going to be really encouraging people to do that. And so we'll be highlighting a lot of these charities as we go. And then there's another one. The number 1 cancer center in the country is called Memorial Sloan Kettering, and they're in New York City. And they're our 3rd charity. And then, of course, the one that I'm the co-founder of, Work, Play, Love, is our 4th charity. So just super excited about it. We're also going to be doing a podcast on the road. Yeah. Go Work, Play, Love. We're going to be doing a podcast called The 162 Experience, where we interview, sports celebrities, successful business folks, people in personal development, and it's going to be great. And so we'll highlight a lot of these charities, because I got a lot of fireman connections. We'll be doing it live from firehouses and all that stuff as we travel. So super excited. We're less than 2 days away. This is the last 2 days off in the season, except the All-Star break, and then 162 games. Hopefully, the playoffs.
That's awesome, man. Well, I think one of the big questions, of course, everybody has, I think people ask me all the time is, what does it cost? What does it cost to go for a full season? I know one price is by yourself, but you're bringing along your girlfriend, Marybeth. So what would it cost for two people roughly to fill out the whole year, including going to the World Series?
Well, I don't know. Have me on in October, and I'll tell you. But what's different this time is like last time. To be honest with you, I have no idea. I just, I'm not real organized, and it was a miracle that I did make every flight, and I didn't get in some trouble and not get into a game or something. I literally made every stadium. What's different this time is we have spreadsheets. Like we have our hotels and airfare booked basically between now and middle of July, which is very different. Before I would land, I'd be like in Boston landing, and it would be like 7 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't have a hotel or rent a car, and I would just be trying to figure it out. And I don't recommend that, especially in very expensive cities. But this time we've got exactly, like a column where it adds everything up automatically. We have tickets to 70 games already out of the 162. So we're really organized. And the funny thing is we didn't know where we were going to live. We were going to try to Airbnb it all season, but I don't have that big of a car. So every time I moved in and I moved out of a place, I'd have to stick all my stuff in a car. And we have a dog that's with us. So what we decided to do is well, not even decided, but we found a place in the Bronx, like 1.5 miles from the stadium. So we're actually going to be living in the Bronx, which is going to be very different than last time. Last time I had some normalcy to my life because I'd go back to my brother and his wife and their kids. Now it's just like we're in the Bronx. And so I'm not so sure what the neighborhood's like. I asked the landlord, and actually I asked the real estate lady. She goes, well, I'm not very familiar with that neighborhood, but when I asked the landlord, he said, it's very well lit. Your street's well lit, and there's security cameras. I was like, that doesn't really answer my question if it's safe.
Yeah.
That means
the fact that she didn't know the area, that concerns me a little bit there alone, because she's a real estate agent. She should know every area.
You would think.
So, well, listen, Steve. I know the other thing is where do you even begin? Like, where do you start when you made the decision that you were going to go again and do 162? You obviously had some experience from the last time you did it, but where do you really start? Is it the planning of hotels? Is it the tickets first? Is it finding out who in certain cities? What's the first step that you took to put this plan in place?
I think the biggest thing is making the decision. Like, it's like almost like anything, like success in business or life is whatever. Like there's no all in. It's like, well, I'm going to try to do it. Or, there's a lot of, I probably went back and forth about 4 or 5 times. My in the month of early February, I was out probably for 2 or 3 weeks. I was like not doing it. And then I went to Mexico, and I was there in Mexico, and I was like, man, do I want to go back and work for 6 months, or do I want to go on the road and watch the Yankees? So one of the things I did is I got the buy-in from many people know I'm in network marketing with a company called Legal Shield, and our CEO is a good friend of mine. And so I actually had him on my podcast in January, and I was a little nervous to ask him because I didn't want to ask him and have him say no. But I did. I told him, I said, hey, listen, I'm going to let you veto this idea. And he said, live your passion, man. So, and he wants me to work. He wants me to go out and recruit sales. So I'm going to do my best. It's an easy crowd because people ask me all day long what I do. So it's a great opportunity to recruit and stuff. But at the same time, it's exhausting. I'm at games every night, and I'm not the kind to go to bed early. So I'll be out late and off on flying here and flying there. But it's going to be great. Can't wait.
Awesome. Well, Steve, here to wrap up here, I'm going to put you in the hot seat, man. This is our favorite part to steal it from the old Larry King out there. And so I'm going to ask you some questions. We're just going to fire them off. It can be one-word answers. You can laugh. You can get stumbled, man, but I think you'll be in good shape. So here we go. We're putting you in the hot seat, man. And we'll start off your favorite Yankee of all time.
Derek Jeter.
All right, man. Well, listen, if you had to choose between a first-class airline ticket or a hotel suite, what would you prefer?
Hotel suite.
Nice. And how about if you're going to have a drink, a liquor drink or a cold beer?
Probably beer.
Favorite ballpark outside of Yankee Stadium?
I like going to Fenway. It's fun.
Nice. And if you were going to play baseball today, what position would you play?
They didn't want me to play, but to minimize the damage, if it was the Yankees, I would play right field so no one would hit it to me. But, yeah, maybe third base.
All right. Well, listen, man, I appreciate it. And just for wrapping up here for all the folks that are looking in, what can they do right now to go ahead and make a pledge themselves? I know it's anywhere from 50 cents up to $5. So even if someone's on a budget and not making a lot of money, they can still afford it. And I know it's a month by month type of thing. So it's not at all one time for people that are out there working. So what can they do to go donate to all 4 of these amazing charities?
Sure. So I just posted it. I just posted it right below. That's cool. And it's called the 162crew.com. And I think it's just going to be fun. I think it's going to be funny to watch. Like, say you're sitting in a bar with your buddies, and all of a sudden Aaron Judge just crushes one, and you'll be like, man, I just donated 50 cents to charity. And then the person's like, what are you talking about? So, yeah, I'm in the home run challenge. And so I hope people really get behind it. I know one of the things that is going to be a little bit of I don't know if it's going to be a challenge, but there's going to be fans that aren't Yankee fans who are like, oh, I'm not going to support the Yankees. Then I tell them to make a one-time donation. We purposely picked, it's not like the Fallen Firefighters is a New York Yankee charity. There's a lot of families that benefit across the country. So we try to pick something that everybody would be happy with, but that would be fun. And so just to give everybody, full disclosure, the Yankees hit 241 home runs last year. Vegas has them hitting 250 this year. However, Greg Bird, our first baseman, just went down yesterday. He's had surgery. He's out 6 weeks. So let's take 20 or 30 home runs off that. Let's call it 2-something, right? And so if somebody pledges $1, which is probably our most common pledge, and the first month they hit 50 home runs, and you're like, whoa, this is too much for me. Then go down to 50 cents. But I don't think we'll see a lot of that. I think people love to give, and
Sure.
If you go to the stadium and you have 2 beers, and your date has 2 beers, that's 12, 12, 12, 12. That's $48. And so that's one time. And so if people want to give, they'll give. If they don't, but I tell you what, they're going to get tired of hearing me because we're talking about it every day, and we're not going to stop. And our goal was to raise 162,000, but we're already at 20. We're over a little over 19. We had someone pledge $7 today. He wanted to be the Mickey Mantle pledge, so we literally renamed all the pledge. Now the $7, the Mickey Mantle, the $5 is the Joe DiMaggio because he wore number 5. The $1 is Billy Martin, and the $2 is Derek Jeter. So we're adding some fun to it. But more than anything, we're bringing awareness to 4 great charities. We're having the summer of our lives. And, as long as we stay safe and stay healthy, what could possibly go wrong? Everything's going to go great.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, I'm excited for you. I appreciate you coming on. And again, for all the listeners out there, listen, maybe you can't donate, or maybe you've already donated and done something, but you can share this. Share this with some baseball fans. Share it with people that are firemen and people that all these great charities will benefit from. So, Steve, I appreciate you, man. Love you. I hope you have a great time. We'll be rooting for you. Hopefully we'll see you on TV. And I know one of your goals is to be on the Ellen show. So we'll all be rooting for you. If anybody has any Ellen connections, get with Steve, get him on the show, and we'll rock this 162 again, man. Appreciate you.
Sounds good. Thanks for making the pledges, guys. I appreciate y'all. Thanks, Mike.